What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to another video. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in again. Today's video isn't just another gameplay highlight or fun recap. This one is personal, real, and unfortunately necessary. Let's talk about racism, toxicity, and online harassment, especially in gaming communities. These things are not just frowned upon, they're dangerous, disgusting, and they need to be addressed. So let's dive right into it. Now, as much as I love sharing laughs and good times with y'all, I need to shine a light on something serious that recently happened. A person named Frank Joseph Scarale decided to take things way too far. After I beat him fair and square in a video game, he lost control. Instead of taking the L and moving on, he turned toxic, racist, and just straight up vile. This guy stole photos from my personal social media, yes, my own private content, and posted them publicly to mock me. That wasn't enough for him. He encouraged people to spam call me, trying to harass and intimidate me over something that happened in a video game. And as if that wasn't already twisted enough, he told me to kill myself. Let that sink in for a second. Over losing a game, this man turned racist, dug into my personal life, weaponized my own photos, and tried to humiliate and threaten me publicly. All of this because he couldn't handle the fact that I outplayed him. He didn't stop there either. He kept telling people just how much he hated me, how much he despised me, and it became clear this wasn't just trash talk. This was personal. And what's even more telling? He was jealous. Jealous of my wins, my peace, my life, things he clearly doesn't have for himself. Now here's the part people like Frank always forget. Words have consequences, especially in a state like Massachusetts, where threats, even online or in a game, are taken very seriously. This isn't just a heat of the moment issue anymore. When someone tells another person to kill themselves or sends others to harass them, that can fall under criminal harassment, cyberbullying, and in some cases even hate speech or threats of bodily harm. Under Massachusetts law, any credible threat made online or over digital communications can be treated just like one made in person. If law enforcement determines there's intent to harm, intimidate, or cause emotional distress, especially when there's a history of harassment like this, they will investigate and they will press charges. People have been arrested and prosecuted for exactly this kind of behavior. And now, Frank's nowhere to be found. Suddenly he's gone quiet, hiding in the shadows, because people like him love running their mouths when they feel untouchable. But once they realize their actions have consequences, legal consequences, they vanish. But here's the truth. You can't hide forever. Screenshots exist, video clips exist, messages don't disappear. And once it's out there, it's evidence. That's why I document everything, not just for my protection, but because I refuse to let people like this get away with spreading hate and trying to destroy others for fun. This platform, this community, and this channel stands for something real. We're about respect, honesty, and having fun, without dragging others down. We don't tolerate racism. We don't tolerate bullying. And we definitely don't tolerate cowards who hide after being exposed. Over the past few weeks, we've seen a mass exodus from a well-known war clan in the gaming community. A huge number of members have officially left the group, and the reason? Toxicity, racism, delusion. Flat out, this clan became a place where hate and childish behavior thrived. What once may have been a competitive space turned into a toxic cesspool, and people had enough. Now here's where it gets interesting. The clan was run by a leader who originally went by You Mad Press Square, and now rebranded himself under the name ACXUSE_. Let's be real, a name change doesn't mean you've changed your behavior. In fact, what's coming to light now is more disturbing than ever. This same leader, who at one point claimed to stand against racism and toxicity, is now downplaying it because the person responsible is one of his own. He said in the past that people with racist, toxic, or harassing behavior should be held accountable, punished even. He said it himself, and yet now, when it's one of his boys doing it, suddenly it's not that deep. Now it should just be thrown away. Let that sink in. You were all about punishment, until it was someone you know. That's not leadership. That's hypocrisy. What kind of message are you sending when you say racism is unacceptable? But protect racists when it's inconvenient for your clique? Is this just performative talk for image control, or do you actually believe what you said before? Drop a comment and let me know what you think, because this looks like clear-cut double standards. Let's not forget, this same clan leader, ACXUSE_, was caught on record in previous videos admitting to being racist. Yes, you heard that right. He admitted it. It wasn't edited. It wasn't hearsay. It was real. It was exposed. And instead of growing from that and making real change, this group seems to have doubled down on their behavior. They continue to run with the same energy, attacking people, spreading hate, acting like the rules don't apply to them because it's just a video game. Newsflash: the game isn't the issue, the mindset is. This clan has also shown an alarming trend of targeting innocent gamer girls, talking crazy in lobbies, and acting like they can say whatever they want without consequences. It's disgusting behavior that would never be tolerated in real life, but they think a headset and a screen makes them untouchable. And here's what's even more telling. They run. Anytime they're up against skilled, respectful players who are clearly better, they leave the server, they rage quit, or they start hurling insults. They can't handle losing. They can't handle not being in control. So what do? They spiral. That's not competition. That's insecurity in action. At the end of the day, this isn't just about one person. It's a pattern. It's a culture that's been allowed to grow because people in power, like this so-called leader, choose favoritism over accountability. So here's the real question. Do you think this is hypocrisy? Do you believe leaders like this are part of the problem? Should we as a community hold them accountable when they protect toxic behavior just because it's close to home? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments. Let's open this discussion up and show that real gamers don't stand for this kind of energy. Not in 2025, not ever. Because gaming should be competitive, yes, but it should also be safe, inclusive, and respectful. And if you can't handle that, maybe you're not built for this community. Let's take a moment to talk about something recent, and honestly something disturbing, involving Frank Joseph Scarale, also known in the gaming scene as Scar. So here's what went down. Scar decided it would be a good idea to stalk my Facebook profile, digging through my personal life and even attempting to leave comments using fake accounts. Yeah, you heard that right. He went through the effort of creating burner profiles just to troll, harass, and try to stir the pot behind a mask. He really thought he could get away with it. He acted like he was completely invisible, like he couldn't be caught. But here's the thing. He got caught. When he realized the jig was up and he was fully exposed, he ended up sending me a message. We'll get to that message in a bit. Trust me, you'll want to hear it. But first, let's backtrack to give you the full picture of who this guy really is. Back when Scar was in the HDN clan, he had a rough track record. I'm talking about getting farmed repeatedly, match after match. And sure, on the surface, he tried to act respectful. He'd send messages saying GG like everything was cool. But behind the scenes, he was on other people's channels, in their comment sections, talking wild about me. He was trying to play both sides, pretending to be chill while also spreading hate behind my back. And when he was finally confronted about it, you'd think he would own up, right? At least admit it and try to talk it out? Nope. Instead, he dodged accountability entirely and started saying there was some sort of spy watching him, taking screenshots of his comments like it was some secret conspiracy against him. That was his response. Not denial. Not even a solid defense. Just paranoia and deflection. Even after being exposed, he refused to address it directly. He didn't reply. He just kept quiet and kept playing, getting dropped over and over in game, like nothing ever happened. Eventually, when there was no more room to hide, he finally responded. That message, which I posted publicly on my YouTube feed wall, showed him trying to play innocent. He apologized, sure, but only after I had already taken action to protect myself and made everything public. So now I have to ask the real question. Do you really think that apology was genuine? Did he suddenly have a change of heart and realize what he did was wrong? Or was it just him panicking after getting caught, trying to save his own image now that everyone saw what he was really about? Because to me, and probably to many of you watching, it feels less like remorse and more like damage control. A sorry that only showed up once his lies and harassment couldn't be hidden anymore. So now I want to turn it over to you. What do you think? Do you believe his apology was sincere? Or do you think he's only saying sorry because he's in his feelings about being publicly exposed? Does he actually regret his actions, or does he regret that he got caught? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This isn't about defending Scar. This is about honesty, accountability, and calling out people who cross boundaries, weaponize personal information, and try to act like they're untouchable behind a screen. This is your space to speak your truth. Because this isn't just about gaming. This is about the kind of toxic behavior that shouldn't be tolerated anywhere. Thanks for watching. Hope this opened some eyes. Share, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.
You did what so many people couldn't. Yeah, you got it. You went today without being a piece of human garbage.